I am going to discuss about Google Earth Engine. Google Earth Engine is a cloud-based geospatial processing platform which is used for large-scale environmental monitoring as well as it is used for analysis, and it will enables the user via the users, and it enables the users to visualize and analyze satellite images of our planet. And scientists and non-profits use Earth Engine for remote sensing research, predicting diseases, outbreaks, natural resource management, and more. And which was launched by Google in 2010. And Google Earth Engine contains petabyte scale data for scientific analysis and visualization. And Google Earth Engine now includes satellite data sets for studying from a number of other platforms, as well as many vector-based data sets. Here we had said that Google Earth Engine contains petabyte scale data, which means petabyte is a measure of memory or data storage in which it contains 1024 terabyte in a petabyte, or it can be otherwise say that it contains 1 million gigabyte. And Google Earth Engine is mainly composed of three platforms, mainly Earth Engine Explorer, Earth Engine Code Editor, and Earth Engine Time Lapse. Coming to Earth Engine Explorer, it is a data viewer platform which allows the user to access the massive data set which is available in the Earth Engine data catalog. And the Earth Engine Explorer is composed of workspace and data catalog. And this is on the right side, we can see the data catalog and the workspace. And in the data catalog, the users can search the massive data sets, and then it can be import them to the workspace. Uh, in data catalog, we will search the data. We will search our required data set, and then it is important import to the workspace. And in the workspace, the users can manage and visualize the data sets. And the workspace also enables the users for a quick view, and it will zoom and pan. And additionally, it also allows the user to set parameters related to the visualization settings, such as contrast, brightness, uh, etc. And to the vector inspect any change over time. Users can add multiple layers to the workspace, and we can also add multiple space, and users can display the layers in a 3-band RGB red green band or a single band grayscale or pseudo color representations. And this is the data catalog. From here we go to data catalog and we get this data. And the second one is the Earth Engine Code Editor. Earth Engine Code Editor is de designated to process big data using a JavaScript programming language and to develop Earth Engine application. Here this we use JavaScript programming language, and Earth Engine code editor is composed of following elements such as code editor, map, layer manager, geometry tools, and several tabs including script, doc, assets, inspectors, console, and task. Earth, Earth Engine code editor. Here we can see in a central panel. There it is write as code editor, where the users will write their JavaScript code, and this is the space. The We will write the JavaScript on the code editor, and Google Earth Engine process the written codes and illustrate the results as image in the map panel or as messages in the console tab. This is the console tab, which is seen on the right side in between the inspector and the task, where we will get the map or the message from the process by the processing the Java codes. And similar to the Earth Engine Explorer, users can set the visualization parameter and the manager in the code editor, and we can set the visualization parameter, the layer manager, which is in the code editor, and in the script tab which is seen on the left side, in front of script, in front of the doc. uh, Numerous examples of script facilitates developing applications, and there are more than 800 pre-built functions in the Earth Engine libraries, and users can become familiar with which using the doc tab, and you providing API reference documentation. In the script manager tab, we can see several uh, several uh, mm, several examples can be find out in this. And as previously mentioned in Google Earth Engine, which include big open access database, and users however are not restricted to use only the data sets. They can upload and manage their own data using the asset tab. We can also upload our data using the asset tab, which is seen on the left side uh, near the dock. And it is also possible to interactively and query the map using the inspector tab. And finally, the geometric tools allow the draw geometric features such as point, lines, and polygons. We can uh, draw points, lines, and polygon using geometric tools, which is uh, which is seen on the left side below the examples. And coming to the Earth Engine time lapse, Google Earth Engine combines petabytes of remote sensing data sets over 4 decades and produced a global, zoomable, and cloud-free video over space and time in its uh, Earth Engine time-lapse platform. And this platform provides the most comprehensive pictures of the Earth, revealing how its residents are treating it. From this, we get the information about the how the how the conditions of the earth, and we can see, for example, we can identify the retreat of glaciers, loss of forests, drying of lakes, how the human activities are uh, how the human activities will uh, change the environment and the condition of the earth. And coming to the Google Earth Engine data sets, Google Earth Engine contains an immense number of data sets, which includes raw data sets, pre-processed data, elevation models, and products at global, national, and regional extents. And mainly, it use Landsat-based data sets. Uh, Landsat-based data sets within Google Earth Engine has been employed in various applications. For instance, Landsat data available in Google Earth Engine has been widely utilized in generating land cover or land use map. These data sets are commonly used in generating land cover and land use maps, and in commonly Landsat data sets, which are valuable resources to perform temporal analysis. And commonly we used Landsat data for to perform the temporal analysis. And Landsat satellite have optical sensors, and the image of which has been obscured by clouds. In lab, we are commonly using Landsat images. Moreover, urban detection and extraction in urban detection and extraction is an important task in the economic investigation due to rapid population growth, and which is also used in urban detection. And Google Earth Engine includes datasets acquired by Sentinel satellites, which is developed by the European Space Agency. And also, Google Earth Engine includes moderate resolution imaging spectrometer images, and which has a great potential in near real time mapping of the ground surface in national and global scales. From this, we can find out that Google Earth Engine dataset, which type of data sets are used. We commonly use Landsat images, Landsat datasets, Sentinel, etc. And coming to the Google Earth Engine advantages and its limitations, the advantage mainly include the cloud infrastructures. Google Earth Engine is mainly a free cloud based service without having to download and manage data locally. And Google Earth Engine was mainly created and optimized for geospatial data analysis, and it can process the petabyte of remote sensing data both in large geographic scales and in long temporal coverage, and thus is a great tool for analyzing regional, national, continental, and global scale applications. In this, we can see which is free for researchers. It's an advantage for research, which is free for researchers, educational, and non-profit users, and it use parallel processings and fast filtering and sorting of data, and no needs to install third party software, etc. And the limitations include it training machines or deep learning algorithms is limited to only 100 MBs of data, and more features means fewer pixels, and which will visualize large spatial extents may result in slowdowns of or breaks. And paid license for commercial activities, for commercial applications we need paid license, that is a limitation. uh, And coming to the API, which means the application program in interface, the basic advantage is the u which is which is it uses JavaScript and Pythons, and it is a web-based interface and online IDEO to run and debug codes for uh, we, for debugging codes. The only IDE is used, and limitations include JavaScript and Python codes are run on sides only, and client side functions run on the user browser, and user browser capabilities are limited to the system capabilities, and there will be some limitations that everyone is not friendly with this Python languages and JavaScript. And coming to the data, a large catalog of data sets are used and achieved data from over 40 years, and near real-time data uploaded daily, and just automatically handle data projections. Coming to the limitation, it is limited to only 250 gigabyte of user data uploaded, and data is mainly not private, and it is new data require extensive time to be corrected and reprocessed. Coming to the function, the advantage is its large set of scalable functions and expanding the library of methods and package, and is parallel in nature algorithms. And coming to the limitation, it will only host some selected data mining models. It has some limitations that it will host only some of the selected data mining models, and the analysis is restricted to existing tools, and developing new tool is not easy, and there are not enough atmospheric correction logarithms. And coming to the Google Earth Engine applications, Google Earth Engine are widely used in several fields such as agriculture, vegetation, hydrology, natural disaster, image processing, pseudosphere, atmospheric and climate, land covers, urban, etc. In the field of agriculture, mapping and monitoring cropland and plantation are essential for food security in the case of agriculture, and Google Earth Engine applications are widely used in the field of food security, crop phenology, yield estimation, crop modeling, and cropland mapping. Coming to the vegetation, vegetation can be considered as one of the most vital component of the Earth biosphere, and vegetation is important in many biochemical cycles, which is important for global vegetation pattern and climatic studies. And vegetation include biodiversity, deforestation, forest health, vegetation dynamic, and monitoring forest management. Coming to the hydrogeology, Google Earth Engine application include surface water dynamic, river studies, coastline management, snow ablation, glacier study, bathymetry, etc. And coming to natural disaster, which include drought, wildfires, flood damage assessment, disaster monitoring. And coming to the urban expansion, we can identify the urban expansion, urban greening, 4D urban modeling, urban heat island, urban extend, etc. Coming to land cover, the application of Google Earth Engine is automatic land cover mapping is done, and classifier comparison, general land cover change detections are calculated. Coming to the atmosphere and climate, air pollution, carbon cycle, climate changes, meteorologic variables, etc. are identified. And pseudosphere include the digital soil mapping, soil moisturing, soil attribute, surface mining, geomorphologies are identified from Google Earth Engine, and other applications such as oil platform dictation, wildlife archaeology, crashed airplane dictations can be also calculated, or it is also an application of Google Earth Engine. Thank you.